questions here, and we'll wrap this up. B. Harlan Bowl has a second question. I thought he's supposed to know this stuff. Anyway, your book, Hold the Roses, was a wonderful read, but obviously with a life as full of yours, it's impossible to get everything and everyone in. Is there any chance there might be a follow-up book, hint, hint, with stories and anecdotes that weren't included in the first?
Yes, I'm writing it. I'm writing the second book.
The first book was Hold the Roses, and this one is?
Hold the Roses. The second book will be called I'll Take the Roses.
I was right there on that one.
And there are a lot of stories that I forgot about when I was writing it. I just sat down and wrote every word on a legal pad, gave it to my secretary to put in all the commas and periods, and gave it to my daughter to put on the computer and sent it to the publisher. And nothing was changed. Nothing was rewritten. So every word of that book is my own. And that's what I'm doing with the second book.
Great. Excellent.
There are stories in there about Dick, stories about me meeting Prince Philip, stories about me meeting
Janine.
A lot of people that I forgot about, really.
Wow. That would be Janine.
Betty Davis. I met Betty Davis at a function. I was in awe of this lady because I thought she was so great. And she came over to me and she said, I watch you on Hollywood Squares. And I said, you do? She said, you're very funny, and walked away. That was Bette Davis.
Well, that was a compliment, though. You should have felt very
Helen
satisfied.
Hayes gave me one of the greatest compliments. We both came in on the same plane. My daughter met me at the airport, and I said, guess who was on the plane? I said, Helen Hayes. Oh, she says, Mother, I'd love to meet her. Noopy's not a star grabber. She doesn't care. She said, I'd love to meet her. I said, I went, Helen, come on over. So she came over. I said, this is my daughter. Oh, I'm so happy to meet you. She said, I was telling your mother on the plane, I watch Hollywood Squares every morning. I have my coffee and my toast, and nobody is to call me while I watch that show. She said, I love that show. And my daughter, with a very disgusted look, said, you do? That's one of the stories.
Oh, my, that's going to be
And
great.
there's a lot of stories in there about Ethel Merman, who I just adored.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Don Fitzsimmons, who was the most influential person in your life?
Ethel Merman.
Wow, that was good timing. You really, out of all? Because
I
you
looked
knew everybody.
at her as the greatest thing since the round wheel. I went to see every show she was in. I wanted to be like her. And when I met her, I was not disappointed. She was absolutely one. She also called me baby all the time.
Oh.
And we got to talking about show business and stuff, and she said, people say that I'm very hard to get along with. She says, I'm not. I just want you to do your job. I said, I feel the same way. She says, I give 110%. I want everybody else to do 110. And the line that she taught me that I will never forget, I went to see her as she was doing a concert here. And I went backstage to see her, which you're not supposed to do till after the show. But I went backstage to see her. She was doing needlepoint. She's going on the stage in about 10 minutes. And she was doing needlepoint. And she was doing needlepoint. She was making a pillow for me.
Oh.
And I said, you're going on in 10 minutes. Aren't you a little excited? A little, She says, look, she says, I know what I'm going to do. I'm not nervous. The audience should be nervous. They don't know what they're going to get. And I never forgot that.
That's great advice.
Wow.
Great philosophy. And on that note, Anna Marie Lawson, what is the most valuable lesson you have learned in your long career?
I just told you.
There you go. Okay, that's a button. That's what we call a button. Just a few more questions here. Rhonda Rami Ellett. I'm mangling names. I'm sorry. What is your secret to your long life? You just told it. Knowing Ethel Merman.
I think God has been very good to me. I don't want to get religious on you, but I think God has been very good to me. I think he's given me all the gifts that I have the talent that I have, my life. My life has been very, very good. My family, my husband, the only bad thing was I lost him when he was too young.
Yeah.
But other than that, God gave me everything that I have. My mother was second, and my husband was third.
Yeah.
They made my life perfect. Those three made my life perfect.
Simple as that. Excellent, excellent. Mary Ann Thompson, I love you, Rosemarie. On the Dick Van Dyke Show, you had your old reliable boyfriend, Herman Glimsher. Do you have any advice for those of us, in quotes, seniors who are missing a man in our lives now?
Don't give up.
Ah,
Don't give up.
That gives an ooh there for that
You can
one.
always find some. God meant for people to be together, not to be alone. You'll find somebody. He may be around the corner. He may be in your house. He may be in your bathroom. You don't know.
He's the plumber, ladies and
But
gentlemen.
he could be anybody. And you'll meet him and you'll be very happy. Second time round is very lucky.
Yeah.
You'll find somebody.
Yeah, you never...
I have found 2 or 3 guys, but not to marry.
Right, I was
because,
just going to say that. You had some gentleman friends after Bobby
oh,
passed.
yes. I had some wonderful friends. I had a fella that was a theater man, Vince Miranda, and I had quite a few friends, boyfriends, if you want to say. But no sex, just friends and good times, and that was it. But I didn't want to get married because I couldn't forget my husband. He was the perfect one for me.
Yes.
And I couldn't think of living with anybody else.
Everybody that I have had the good fortune to meet, from Larry Matthews to Alan Young, said Bobby Guy was the greatest guy in the world.
He was, I know it's corny, but he was my soulmate. He really was. I mean, we did everything together, everything. And we were very happy, and we were very social. Everybody liked us. We gave parties. We had fun. We were wonderful. And all of a sudden, he gets sick. And he was a meat and potatoes man. Didn't drink, didn't smoke. And got some sort of a blood infection. I don't think to this day do they know where it came from or why. Because the man played golf, he'd been bowling, he was a very healthy man, a meat and potatoes man.
Yeah. Life does very strange things.
That's God again.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you something that I thought about very seriously. There isn't anybody, I don't care who it is, the biggest star or the lowest bum. Something bad happens in their life. People lose children. People lose certain things physically, health-wise. You must have bad news to appreciate the good news. And no matter who it is. I mean, I just found out that Charlton Heston lost a son. I mean, how bad can that be? That's bad to lose a child. It's horrible. This one lost a child. Betty Hutton had 2 children. They don't even know where she is. They never saw her. Everybody has something bad that happens in their life to make them appreciate the good that they have, because there is good in everybody, and it comes out to make up for the bad. And everybody has something bad happening. I don't know whether it's children or this or that or whatever, but any star that's made millions, anybody that's a big person, something goes wrong in their life to make them realize how really good they have it.
I don't think that could be said any better.
Wow.
That sums it up. I know. Have you thought about being a minister?
Gee, I didn't know myself what I was saying, but I believe it.
No, I don't know. That's from the heart. There's no question in my mind that was straight from Rosemarie's heart. All right, Joyce Weber, I think Rose answered your question in the last little bit that she just discussed there, but she said besides Bobby, what other wonderful men shared a warm friendship with you throughout your 80-plus career? Now, you mentioned some of your gentleman friends. Maybe we could mention some of the stars that were close friends. Vincent Price, Johnny Carson.
Vincent Price was a doll to me. And Michael Landon, which was very funny because when Wally Cox died, we all went to the funeral. And then we had to go to work on Squares. And I was sitting next to Michael, and I had never met Michael. And I was sitting in the middle, and he was sitting at my right. And when they said, and here we are, the Hollywood Squares, Rosemary, and blah, 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 announcing each one. And when it came to me, I just sort of choked up thinking of Wally Cox. Michael Landon got up, put his arm around me and said, don't worry, honey, I'm here.
And then we had to do the same thing for Michael Landon a few years later, you know?
I never forgot that, though.
Wow. Whew. Okay. Let's see. John C. Carey. All right, get ready, folks. What do you think of today's TV entertainment? John says, in his opinion, the networks can have 98% of it back.
I'm with him.
Okay.
I don't think there's any talent around. I think the shows are terrible. I despise the fact when they have children cursing and saying bad things. A child is a child for such a short time. Don't bring in the nasty part of this world into their childhood. They get to that soon enough.
Yeah.
But I don't. I watch Law and Order. I watch shows like that. I can't stand the long hair. I think it's ridiculous. If you see three girls in a row, they all have the long hair. You don't know which one is which. Nobody's original. Nobody's got an idea. Everybody copies everybody else. Everybody's pregnant. Everybody's engaged.
Well, and
they're divorced.
It's all sex jokes. I was talking about this on my show not too long ago. The Monday night lineup on CBS, everything is penis and vagina.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
and boobs.
I can't believe I hadn't watched the Monday night lineup on CBS in 20 years, and to turn it on and to hear that that's okay for broadcast television now. Cable, I could understand, but it's all sex jokes.
I know.
It's crazy.
I don't
and it gets laughs. It's not even shock value anymore. It's just accepted. You know, it's crazy. Anyway, let's see what else we got here. We're just about done here, Rose. Suzette Bernhold. I want you to know that you were I'm sure you've heard this from many women. I want you to know that you were an early role model for me. You were strong, witty, intelligent, independent, and self-assured. This was during a time when the housewife was the proper goal for a young girl. Do you realize what a change you have made in the lives of others simply by being Sally Rogers?
I was told many times, a lot of girls, young girls, came up to me and said, because of you, I became a writer. I've had girls come up to me and say, you were the first woman equal to men. You got the same salary. You were treated the same. You were the first woman's liber that there was. And you did it on television where millions of people could see you. And I think you broke that thing about every woman. You got to remember one thing. A woman is like a tea bag. You never know how strong she is till you put her in hot water.
That's very true. That's a great saying. That's very true.
All right, that sums that up. Personal question for you. We just have a few more questions here. Denise Hope McKenzie, do you remember your days with Danny and Mary Hope, who were Denise's grandparents?
Yeah, very well. They lived in Newark, and in fact, Mary Hope was my godmother.
Oh.
At confirmation, when I was confirmed. And we used to go there quite a lot. They lived in Newark, and we were very friendly and very close to them. Yes, I remember them.
Cool. Okay, big smile on Rosemarie's face, Denise. Thank you for asking that question. Got 3 questions about your bow, and we're done, okay?
No.
I think some of these you'll be able to answer, though, without...
No.
I know that. Kathy Neelan Diedrich, you always have a bow in your hair. Do you still wear it, and when did you start wearing it? Whenever I see a bow, I think of Rosemarie.
Well, that's very nice, but I've worn it for forever. Actually,
You wore one as baby Rosemarie.
I started wearing the bow because they were baby Rosemarie bows on sale, so I had to advertise it, and I would wear a bow.
Did you have a cut of that licensing?
Pardon me?
Did you have a cut of that licensing, the Rosemarie bow? Did you make money on that?
I don't know. My father took
That's
it.
your father's department, yeah. But now you wear the bow for a different
It's
reason.
a completely different reason, and I won't say what it is.
Okay, all right.
I will one day say so, I'm sure.
Kathy Mingus says, were there any shows after the Van Dyke show where you did not wear your bow? Janine, help us out here. Any of her episodic... You wore it in the Doris Day show.
There was one Adam 12 where she's not wearing the bow.
That's right. And I don't think you know that.
She's got a tube of toothpaste and she's not wearing the bow.
You're
Those
getting off of a
pictures.
bus or something. You were robbed. There was something in her suitcase, a lizard or something, and apparently you didn't wear the bow.
I don't even remember
I know.
that.
We'll have
There
to...
were 2 episodes, right? Because one she's wearing the bow and one
Right,
she's
she did
not.
2 Adam 12s. We'll have to look that up. But there's one episode of the Van Dyke show where the bow falls off.
That's the
Is that the
Gilbert
secret?
and
Is that
Solomon.
That's the Secret Life of Buddy and Sally. You're doing
It
the
falls
bit,
off.
and it falls off, and
And
then there's
she-
a cut, and you got it back on.
Well,
right?
she comes out and she does the song she sang solo without the
Rain or
bow,
Come Shine.
and without the bow, and that's so weird to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go off stage and come back to do your bows, and it's in again.
All right, final question from Prevost Gallant. What a name. Sounds like something out of English literature. Prevost wants to know, how many bows do you have? Janine
Well,
made her. You
I made her a
bunch.
dozen bows for every occasion.
I wear the same bow, although Janine has made me a bow for every occasion. I'm very superstitious about that, and I'll tell you why. When I gave my bow, the original bow, to the Smithsonian, I had to have another bow immediately. And I did a benefit for animals, because I'm very much involved with animals. In fact, I think that's the only time I think I could kill somebody if I saw them hurt an animal. Mm-hmm. And I spoke and did a thing there, whatever it was. And the next day, I got a box, and I opened it up, and it was a black velvet bow, and the clip was a paw print,
Oh,
which is what I wear.
Yes,
all the
I see
time.
that. I see that right there. Can you all see that at home there? There it is. Yeah.
I wear that all the time.
Yeah.
Some man said, I think you should have this.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the one I wear all
To
the
this
time.
day, you're still an activist for animal rights.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. She gives lots of
I
money.
belong to about 4 or 5. I've left money to 2 organizations in my will for animals. And I've left money to a university that teaches singing and stuff like that.
That's great. That's great. Well, you know what? You gave us the best birthday present of all. First of all, we're taping this the day before Rose's birthday. It's tomorrow, August 15th. We're taping this on August 14th. And happy birthday, Rosemarie.
Thank you.
Our
many,
dear
many,
friend.
many more happy birthdays. And thank you for this great birthday present. Janine gets the
And I
last word.
also
As
have-
usual, this is how it is at our house, folks.
And I also have to mention, Rose shares a birthday with Richie Petrie,
That's
Larry
right.
Matthews.
Larry Matthews.
Yeah.
And he'd be having a meal with us today or tomorrow if he wasn't out of town, but he is out
He
of
and
town.
Jennifer, his wife, are having their own birthday party,
Yes.
which we don't have to
This
go.
has got the same day.
Yeah, same
Yes,
day.
same day.
And my manicurist.
Oh, really? Well, Tom Williams, a producer of Adam 12, same birthday. And Pat Harrington's is today on
Yeah.
April 14th, rather.
All good people.
All good people are born either August 14th or 15th. Anyway, happy
It's a
birthday.
holy day, by the way.
Oh, is it?
It's a holy day. It's the Feast of the Assumption.
Oh, I thought you were going to do shtick there, but it's an actual
No,
holy
it is.
day.
It's a holy
is.
day.
So there you are. There is a connection there. Anyway, thank you for your time. I told her 20, 30 minutes. 55 minutes we've just done.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I want to see how Kathy sets this to pictures. Okay. Thank you all for tuning in or whatever you're doing with whatever she's going to do with this. I guess it's a playback on the website and on Facebook.
Yes.
And once again, happy birthday,
Happy
to
birthday.
the one and only Rosemary, ladies and gentlemen.
Happy birthday, Rosie.
Thank you, everyone.
We all love
And God
you.